Okay, so today you focused on input and output rules. When you think of an input, I want you to think of inputting or putting something into a machine or a rule generator, and then it's going to create some outputs. So you did some practice with inputting different numbers, applying some rule to them, and then getting some output. So in this example, if you input 2, but your rule says to add 1 then multiply by 4. So if I'm going to input 2 here, 2 plus 1, that's going to be 3. Then if I multiply that by 4, I get 12. So your input was 2, then you ended up with the output of 12 by using this rule in the middle. You have specific types of input and output rules, and we call those functions. But not all rules are functions, only a certain type if they follow this criteria right here that says a rule that produces one output for each input. So basically only one output can come out for each input. To help make sense of this, I always think of a vending machine. So if you plug in a code of A1, so if you press the button that says A1, that's that row that gives you Cheez-Its. So you input A1, then the vending machine produces Cheez-Its. That would be a function because one output, Cheez-Its, is being produced for one input, which is code A1. Another example would be, say Cheez-Its are very popular, they might have two different rows of Cheez-Its. So A1 gets you Cheez-Its or B3 gets you Cheez-Its. So I could code in A1 or I could code in B3, which either button I press, my vending machine is going to produce Cheez-Its. This is a function because I still only get one output, that's Cheez-Its, for each input, either it being A1 or it being B3. When something is not a function, this is what it looks like. So it's the idea that I can't press the button A1. So if I code A1 to the machine, it's not going to produce Cheez-Its or gum. It's not going to produce two different outputs because a function's a rule that only produces one output for each input. So I can't have two. So think about it. Unless you have a broken vending machine or you hit the side of it, but we're not going to do that. If you plug in A1, your vending machine's only going to give you one snack. It can't give you two different snacks. The last thing we talked about is some vocab. So in general, we say an output depends on the input, or the output is a function of the input. I like to think about if you input gasoline or gas into your car, then your car will drive, it will go, it will travel. So your car traveling depends on the input of gas, or you could say your car traveling is a function of inputting the gas into your car.